So really what our job is, and I think this is a really key point, it's like take people that are just passive video users or video viewers and actually turn them into brand advocates, or like being able to share and bring these things together. And so I think it's interesting too, like when you think of the patterns of change, I might just kind of highlight here, it's like I'm showing different things here from advertisers, technology. So here's print, which started in the early 1400s. It took a long time to increase in terms of its penetration. And then you see the launch of TV and the launch of radio. And then the launch of the internet, really, like, we could sort of earmark it to the 1990 and see just how the tremendous growth there. And if you actually put online video as a kind of separate entity, it's kind of like the last kind of digit, just at the last pixel of that slide, just there on the edge. It's almost a straight line. So I think we're sort of seeing how these things are really changing over time and what that means to the world. So I might show you this video. It's a little bit of a case study. If you got some audio there, yep.
Double rainbow. Oh my God! It's a double rainbow all the way. Whoa, that's so intense. Whoa, man. Wow. Whoa! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
So he continues to lose it for the next like 2 minutes or so. So obviously he loves these rainbows, but you can see the number of the views on here. It's like over 20 million views of this, just this one guy just going ridiculous about like this rainbow. But by the time this video ends, he's crying, like he's so emotionally charged by the thing. He's like, you can hear him kind of like crying in the background. I think there he is. Yeah, so amazingly entranced by this. Now, what's interesting about that is, so that's the first thing. One user-generated video put up online, millions of people watching it. So now the next piece is that someone's taken this and made a parody song out of it.
Oh my God! Double rainbow. It's a double rainbow all the way. Yeah, it's a double rainbow all the way. Yeah. Oh my God! It's so bright, so vivid. Double rainbow, it's so
And of course this keeps going. But anyhow, so someone thought, well, it would be a great idea to actually take this, this, because you can obviously, everyone really gets has a good laugh about it too. So then this moved into kind of the next level, which is actually a commercial. This is the actual guy.
It's a double rainbow. Whoa. Wow. Look at that. Full on. Double rainbow all the way across the sky. Wow. Woo!
How do you fit a double rainbow in a single shot? You don't. You do it in 3. With Windows Live Photo Gallery, you can use Photo Stitch to combine with JC Photos and capture that double rainbow the way it should be captured. Full on, all the way across the sky.
What does it mean?
Windows Live Photo Gallery.
So that was actually a TV commercial in the States. Now what's interesting about that is, so what I'm showing you now is this is the actual insights, like the data coming back from all of this. So you can see the total views of the video. This is the original video, 20 million views. And within the insights within YouTube, so if you own a piece of video content, then you have access to these insights, and then you can actually explore this and find and cut down into all these different areas. So for example, here we're looking at views and the heat map, so it's showing the country, like primarily in the US, for this particular example, and then moving through all these different areas in terms of discovery, how people found it through search, was it referred through, so you can actually really do a kind of deep dive into exactly how this campaign has been working or working for you. So lots of different examples there, and I thought also, I might say, I will actually see if my internet's working here, but this is insights for the audience. So for example, if I go and do this, let's see if I actually get, okay, good, great. So for example, here I'm just doing this live online. So let's choose male, and I'll go into Asia Pacific and choose, like, let's say Hong Kong, Japan, and South Korea, and then just choose, for for example, let's just like do category of movies or something. So if I go into movies, just choose to add all of movies. So now I can actually go and say, okay, well, if this is the audience that I'm interested in, I could just drive straight into this and then actually have a look at what things people within this demography and these different regions are actually looking at. So hopefully, but yeah, so there's my connection is actually staying up. So you can see the heat map here showing where the target audience is. The age range is across that, so I just left the age open. And it even shows you the videos they've been recently watching and the things that they're searching for. So it's a really interesting tool to be able to drive kind of like and do more of a deep dive into the different audiences that you might be interested in engaging. Okay, so that I think was the first kind of good example, but now I wanted to go through just a couple different things that are kind of like, well, what are the kind of attributes that kind of really make some of this stuff work? So the first one is that, like, successful campaigns don't take themselves too seriously. So I've got another example here, which is a really great example. You know how Toyota had the issue of all the recalls, all the vehicle recalls? At the same time, they were sort of doing some more creative stuff. So this is something called the Swagger Wagon. And so they created this...
Yeah, this one goes out to all you minivan families out there. Sienna SE in the house.
Where my mother father's at?
Where my kids at?
Where my kids at? Where my kids at? Where my kids at? Where my kids at? Where my kids at?
No, seriously, honey, where are they?
They're right there, see?
I roll hard through the streets and the cul-de-sac. Proud parent of an honorable student, Jack. I got a swing in the front, a tree house in the back. My #1 dad mug says, yeah, I'm the Mac.
Anyhow, so this was quite a big viral hit, but like, these guys are not, they're having fun with it. And so it's then created this whole thing where people started making parodies of it as well. So here's just a couple.
Where my mother father's at?
Where my kids at?
Where my kids
So they're
at?
doing, basically the same thing. So there's like been a lot of kind of that kind of stuff. So in the wake of all this stuff that was happening with the bad PR of Toyota, like they had all this engagement. They also had this imitation. I think imitation is a great compliment when it comes to certainly a kind of media position. You're actually using advertising to get people so enthusiastic that they're actually going off and imitating and doing different things. I think it's a really good kind of if you can check the box of getting imitation, then it sort of really does kind of speak to doing some good stuff. So they've done some really fun things with that. So I thought that was like one thing. The other thing to say is like successful campaigns are also like rewarding. They're thought provoking. They're things that get people to laugh, to cry, to get angry, those kind of things. And I thought like this was one very poignant example. Again, using kind of a bunch of different technologies to make this possible in an innovative way. This was from the 9/11, what was happening with that, and it's called Make History. And so this was a site that allowed people to overlay pictures. So you could use Street View in New York City to find like, the buildings and stuff with maybe pictures you took. And then you could overlay those pictures from 9/11. So there are pictures in here that are like, here's what Street View looks like, and then this was what it was like the day after this all happened. All the rubble on the ground, all this kind of stuff. But like the imagery and the integration with maps is one thing, and that's cool from a technology perspective. But what it was great about with this is that it allowed people in the community to share their stories and then connect with people, and sort of once you start communicating that type of issue, then it sort of starts to help build that kind of community. So that was a very powerful example. Also, these kind of successful creatives online, they give people the opportunity to validate feelings, identify these kind of experiences, but also kind of like to believe again. So another example of that is if you guys know what Earth Hour is, that's the hour where they promote to turn off your lights for an hour, and kind of like an admonition of what's happening with global warming and climate change. This is actually Earth Hour is just in a few days, so it's Saturday the 26th, so very soon. But this year, what they've done with that is, of course, this whole thing is open source. So if someone wants to create an event, they can create it, and they just provide the tools online for everyone to actually collect those things and have that kind of exploration. So it's another great kind of example of community. And this year, what they're also doing is they're calling it Beyond the Hour. So you know how they do like kind of New Year's resolutions. What my New Year's resolution is. This is kind of the Earth Hour resolution, which is what are you going to do in 2011, which will be different, for example. So they're using video to allow people to sort of upload those things and then find people in local communities doing the same.